Southern has the possession. Inside it goes, and the big fella gets involved right away. That is Amel Kuljuhovic out of Waterloo, Iowa. He started his career at Cal State Fullerton. Nice job to get off of him on the block to start things.
So he went straight to his position on the block over the baseline until he left the run. And there's Kuljuhovic again. Also new sideline in front of the Jag bench.
Victor, you followed this Tulane team, and we have seen a complete reversal in philosophy and the way things are done under the new head coach. And certainly there's a new vigor around the Tulane basketball program.
As you're looking at this shot right here on your screen, that's the Southern bench. For years, that was the Tulane bench. Hunter came in and said, you went win this in the American, where did you sit? All right, we're going to the other side. He switched up people on the media table, what they wear into the gym, the floors they come through, what bench they sit on. He's trying to bring brand new culture for this Greenway program.
Hightower takes a deep three and misses off the side iron. Rebound pulled off by Sadler.
Sure got your tennis shoes tied on tight, because this is going to be a very high-paced game. Both these teams are not afraid to get up and down the floor.
And the big fellow lost it between his legs as Christian Thompson picks the pocket of Kuljuhovic. Lawson, right side jumper. That may have been partially blocked by Kuljuhovic. Ball is on the floor and taken by Darius Williams, a senior out of Newark, New Jersey, by way of Cal State Bakersfield. The three off the mark by Bradford. He's got 12 on the year, does Bradford. That's the most on the Jaguars. Kuljuhovic making a presence down low defensively and offensively.
So far, it seems like a Kuljuhovic imitation. He's been having so many plays, and then a quick breakaway on the layup. Ron Hunter doesn't waste any time holding the time, not having some good, solid offensive before taking this two-lane job. You see him right there in the back of the screen, hands on his hips. Maybe a little remnants of smoke coming off the top of his head after that first minute and a half.
Thompson works it up. Looking inside, nothing available there. This is Noble Days. Walker gives it to Hightower. Working on Kuljuhovic, and there are ankles crossed and a foul.
Found enough opening to get down the lane, trying to get that offense set coming out of that quick timeout. Here you see him splitting two Jaguars. Neither one able to get position there. Darius Williams came in from Hyper. Got it on him.
They did.
So Williams draws his first.
That's behind the backboard and left-handed lay-in. Put down by K.J. Lawson. Nicely done. I didn't think he had the angle to work it by the side of the backboard.
I'm not sure what was more impressive, the confidence to take that from behind the board or airborne and switching hands, going to the left hand, realizing he was in a bad position.
K.J. Lawson has played at Kansas most recently and started his career at Memphis. And Kuljuhovic, again, near the rim, has a couple of buckets.
Nice big power move by Kuljuhovic on the inside. His size has been a factor so far that Tulane has had trouble with.
Kuljuhovic defends the three. Thompson missed it. Six to 2. Southern off to a nice start, leading Tulane on the road. That three is awry off to the right side, missed by Lee. Walker. In the corner it goes. Southern playing some very quick help team defense and a foul called. And I believe that's Darius Williams.
Nice job by Hightower to get right at Williams, who gets his second foul with the body contact. As Tishawn Hightower, no hesitation. Watch how aggressive he is down the lane and just challenges him. Has that ball on the outside hand to protect it with his body, avoid getting it blocked, and instead draws the contact to be able to go to the free throw line. And Williams draws his second here, playing right at 3 minutes of the first half.
Tishawn Hightower, who is a good free throw shooter at 83%, misses the first one. A junior from Lafayette, Georgia. A couple of seasons at Georgia before coming to Tulane. He had played in 58 games over the course of his Georgia career, averaging about 6.5 points and a couple of rebounds.
As expected, Darius Williams goes to the bench after that first miss with those two quick fouls.
And the 83% free throw shooter does not find the net on either one. Sadler works it up. This is Micah Bradford. Kuljuhovic turns and shoots, uses the backboard, rimmed out. The return shot is blocked, slapped out of the hands of Skylar Baggs, but Southern hustles after it and controls it. It's been a pretty crisp start. Certainly the tennis shoes are squeaking from the Jaguars.
That's great hustle there by Jaden Sadler, too, who now has the ball. He's the one that went bounding over the row, flipped the chairs and hit his head. Was able to see how he's kind of, see right there, he just walked off the left of your screen. He's kind of scratching his head. Take a look at the hustle here. Left side of your screen, gets the save. Watch where he lands on the chair that's up and over, 4 or 5 feet off of the floor, found his way back onto the floor to get possession of the ball, and now he's throwing it in. Great hustle there by Jaden Sadler, 6-foot sophomore guard out of Aberdeen, Maryland.
Kuljuhovic takes the three off the iron. A double rebound by Tulane, and finally it's taken away by R.J. McGee. This three, yes. Lawson, he's got 11 of them on the season.
Shoots 39% from behind the line. As fast as Southern was to get out of the game. It's 6-4. Remember, Tulane missed a couple of opportunities at the free throw line. They'd have this thing tied up.
Sadler is cut off in the corner on the baseline. Southern reverses the ball to Bradford. Kuljuhovic. Now Sadler. Nice feed down low, and an offensive foul called on Baggs. Skylar Baggs, the junior out of Brunswick, Georgia, started his career at South Georgia State College, and we'll take a timeout right here. 15:37 remaining in the first half. 6-6.
25-76. Tulane won the last matchup. See Ron Hunter taking his seat after that timeout. Two of the things that I promise you will have Ron Hunter's attention so far early. Southern out rebounding Tulane 7-3, so that's hustle and fast break points. Southern 4 of their 6 on the fast break points, all 6 coming in the paint as well.
And a turnover. Give Southern an opportunity. Both teams have been pretty clean with the basketball early, but Southern University really off to a crisp start, despite of 2.5 minutes now without a bucket. We are 5 minutes deep into the first half from New Orleans. A three, left side, yes. Micah Bradford, 13 of them on the season. That's the top mark for Southern from out court. He had 31 against Nebraska, including 6 triples.
Unforced turnover there as Lawson was trying to go baseline under the basket. Wound up stepping out of bounds on the baseline, so turned it back over now to the Jaguars, holding on to a 5-point lead. Southern's coming in this game feel a little frisky, want to make a clean sweep in New Orleans. Their football team had a big last-second win last night in the Superdome, just a few miles from where we're sitting, blocking a field goal against Grambling in the final seconds to win the Bayou Classic. And a lot of the Southern fans have made their way here to Fogelman and watch this one this afternoon, see if they can make it 2 for 2.
Burns starts left and fires as he turns back right, and a rebound foul call. And it's going to be Tulane's basketball.
Look at Sean Woods in his second season at Southern. Last year at 7-25 overall, 6-12 in the SWAC. Second go-around in the SWAC as well. He pushed Mississippi Valley State to the NCAA tournament back in 2011. Then had a little 5-year stint at Morehead State with a few postseason appearances, but none in the big NCAA tournament.
Oh, backcourt violation. Lawson had not established himself in front court.
Hightower very lazy on that pass. Just saw his teammate coming, floated to him, but didn't give him a chance to cross the line.
So that's a passer mistake, not the receiver. 14:23 remains in the opening half. We are in New Orleans on the beautiful campus of Tulane University. And a little inadvertent bumping foul by Thomas.
Kevin Jong just entered the game for the first time for Tulane. He wears number 12. He's under the basket right now. He was an immediate fan favorite a year ago for the Green Wave. 2018 was named the top Chinese prospect in all of America for basketball. There he is right there.
He's a 6'10 sophomore from Shenyang, China, averaging 7 points and a couple of rebounds.
And he immediately established a fan base here at Tulane. They had a themed night for him. They were all wearing shirts, and I wish I could tell you what they said, but it was in Chinese language, and I didn't understand the writing, but He's got great hops. He's got a good shot from the outside when he gets it settled. But he's really aggressive towards the basket and instantly had himself a fan favorite here at Tulane.
How about this for Young? In the very first game he played in a Tulane uniform against Florida State, he scored 24. He also had 25 against Memphis.
And I was on the call of that game. He was a big reason they came back on such a big deficit and cut it to 6 late before Florida State wound up winning the ball game. Coming in off the bench, we'll see what kind of impact he has.
He's had 4 starts this year, but not today. A late pass, and it winds up in the hands of Tulane. That was not a good decision.
Christian Thompson stepped in and was able to make that steal down on the baseline.
Thomas waits for the offense to set up, and we've got contact down low away from the ball, and I think they're going to get Bradford with a foul, the big fellow.
Yep. Sure are. He was underneath. He was trying to guard Kevin Jong underneath, but at 6'1" and Jong standing 6'10", he never had a chance.
Southern leads 9-4.
So Southern immediately switched that as well. Now they put Skylar Bragg. There's a pass inside for K.J. Lawson to put him home the easy way.
So it's been Lawson exclusively offensively. Southern started the game 3 for 4 from the field and only 1 for 7 since.
See that one coming. Aggressive defense coming right at him. The Jaguars getting high on the elbow for the offensive foul. Go back to the layup here. This is off the inbounds pass. Easy bounce pass because Southern was just confused on the defense, and K.J. Lawson literally just steps and elevates it for the dunk.
$13-15 remains in the first half from Fogelman Arena. Hightower leans over the dribble as he brings it up court. Lawson wants it low, but he'll draw a double team down there. Now he backs out. This for 3, right side. Yes! Hightower, 10 of them on the season. The leading scorer for the Green Wave with 7 a game.
Back and take a look, drive towards the lane, the quick kick out, quick release. Costing any time, had himself in position, set on the wing. Nice release by Hightower to hit that 3. And Len just mentioned, offensive struggles for Tulane early at quick start has led the Green Wave to be able to come back and tie this thing. That's one of those when you're on the road. Oftentimes, of course, you'll see both teams get a little streaky, but you don't want one of those stretches like you're talking about where you're 1 of 8, 1 of 9 from the field. Hurt your chances when you're away from your home gym.
We're brand new at 9 with 45 to go in the opening period. What a pass down low, but Kuljuhovic couldn't finish. That's 4 straight field goals converted by the Green Wave. Southern wastes no time in bringing it down and almost fumbled it away.
You have your sneakers tied up a little tight. No hesitation in pacing here, even though Southern's probably be advantageous for the Jags to maybe slow it a little bit with the struggles on offense now.
That for 3 by the big fella. Amel Kuljuhovic. That's only 4th of the season. He's been active on both ends so far for Southern.
Yes, I think he has 7 of their 12 points. Okay, want to look inside to him a little more.
Let's take a timeout. 11:54 to go. First half. Southern Tulane 11 on ESPN 3. Thank you for joining us in New Orleans. Somehow that just does not have the same exotic nature as the island.
I don't think a look out the hotel window would be the same thing when you're looking across the plains.
Young at the free throw line, and the big fellow bags one. 66.7% from the free throw line this year. He's a very good student, an American Athletic Conference all-academic team from a year ago. So Jean converts both. Tulane has a 13-12 lead now. This game has been played in a very range through the first 8.5 minutes. Two on the shot. The fadeaway jumper from the left side won't go.
Good defense there by Kevin John. Got his hands up, came away from outside the basket. He was actually out on the wing as well with the trap. Got a deflection on that shot.
Tulane 1 for 3 from out court. Southern is 2 for 4. Young could not get that pass. It was a little bit beyond his reach. Sadler works it up quickly. Pull-up jumper from 12, rattles and rattles and rattles and finally falls. That's worth a couple of points on the old-fashioned pinball machine. Sadler with the bucket.
It's all sweet time using all the rim before that one just softly dropped into the net.
Hightower for Kuljuhovic.
Boy, when you've got Kuljuhovic who's stepping outside that far away from the basket, that's when you want to really kick the ball down to the paint because you've got a size mismatch. You're bringing Southern's biggest man at top of the key.
A foul on the shot, and there will be free throws coming for Christian Thompson.
Thompson's had double digits in 4 of the 6 games played and 2 of the last 3 for the Green Wave. Last outing didn't hit that. He only had 4 points with 1 of 5 shooting. Tulane's win over Utah.
He's from Gonzales, Louisiana, which is between New Orleans and Baton Rouge, but he played at Rhode Island before he came to Tulane. He had 88 games in Rhode Island. Had 15 starts as a junior last year. .10:03 to go, opening period. Tom will try to tie it. Team apiece. This game has been tighter than a new pair of boots on a rainy night. Neither has been able to take control. Monteith Blake has entered the game for Southern. He's got the basketball now. Free throw line jump shot won't go. And an easy defensive rebound by Thompson.
Quick release there. Quick and too late. Nick Thompson in that corner had a man in his face and he launched it. It was 2 feet off.
Traveling violation is called before the shot.
Ron Hunter's giving Thompson a look right now. He's not going to take him out, but he gave him one of those stares like, you pull that again and I'm going to take you out. Just a little too quick on it for that one. Great way. Taken away. Very nice defense by Isaiah Rollins. And he'll pump in the corner and scores. Rollins with a little defense. Rollins with a lot of offense. Sophomore from Opelousas. He's just exceeded his average, but he scored his 4th triple of the season. That's a headshot foul. Olsen was hit in the face. Rollins sprayed him going up, trying to make a defensive play. 5-3. Remember that look I told you Ron Hunter gave Nick Thomas, and he pulled that quick trigger again, and on that last offense possession, he came down and pulled the quick trigger. First player that just told the Tulane bench. Tulane has not had a field goal in the last 3 minutes and 41 seconds as Lawson bags free throw. Claims the Karen. 8:40 and counting in the first half, and that's a nice error. waiting for him to make a move. They were going to clamp the trap down on him. He stepped back to try to throw it to a teammate, and put it right into the official scoring table.
Monteith Blake thought that Sadler was going to hold his ground, but he didn't. 6 turnovers for Suns, 2 less than that for Tulane. Hightower fakes right, dribbles left, and that's blocked by Rollins.
Give both Days credit for keeping that possession alive. The floor was down there on the post. His 6'9" frame was able to get a rebound and tap it back out to keep the possession alive for the Green Wave.
The only loss that Tulane has suffered this year came at the hands of Mississippi. There's a costly turnover. Blake on the move. Kuljuhovic won't take it from there. This is Monteith Blake. Floater from the left baseline is good. First bucket for Blake. He started his career at Miami-Dade Community College. And Southern leads by 4, 7:50 to go, first half. Take a timeout right here. 7:41 remains in the opening half. Southern University leads Tulane 19-15 from New Orleans. Waterloo, Iowa, but he has a lot of family and his heritage is from Eastern Europe. He started his basketball career at Cal State Fullerton. Kuljuhovic has matched his season's average with those 7. Southern is on a 7-2 run to take a 19-15 lead. Tulane is yet to find the offensive gear that it wants. There's a nice ball down bank shot by R.J. McGee, the freshman from Chicago. He's played in 6 games now from the bench.
It may look a little easier than it was as he's falling to the floor, going across the lane. They would bank that one in. Great balance.
Sadler wants his teammates to clear out. He tries to penetrate. Can't shake the defender.
He'll figure it out on offense. He'll get into a rhythm. He makes his money on them playing defense. That is his real money.
There's a rhythm shot by Isaiah Rollins. He's come off the bench to hit a couple of triples.
He's 15 from deep coming into this ball game with Rollins.
He's bagged 6 points on distant shots. Hightower pokes the deep 2. 5 for him. 22-19, Southern by 3. Southern has attempted 6 3-pointers and hit 4 of them, and there's Kuljuhovic again.
That's slapping here in the back. That's Ron Hunter slapping his hands at his defense, saying, look, we know he can score. You got to go get on the big fella. He's now showing you he has some range. They're leaving him wide open on the baseline, and he just, nice, rotation, hit the jumper.
Hightower comes back and does the same thing over Kuljuhovic.
That was barely ripped the net. Great touch.
Hightower now with 7. Kuljuhovic has 9 for the Jaguars. Rollins lines up another 3, misses finally. That one from much greater distance.
Kuljuhovic is already got his second highest scoring game of the season.
And a 3 knocked home by Lawson. Lawson has 11 of them now. Tulane has hit 4 consecutive shots from the floor to tie it at 24. Sadler dribbling all over the place, finally getting ripped.
To see how fast Jordan Walker jumped out in the lane and made him change directions too.
Kuljuhovic finally misses one from the right baseline as he was a little bit long and a foul in backcourt.
He was long because that was a forced long shot. It was good defensive possession by Tulane. Go back on the other end, look at Walker with the pass there to KJ Lawson, who just stepped right into that long ball. Helped tie this thing up anyway.
When he's in rhythm, Lawson is such a smooth shooter.
He's got nice rotation, good release, good elevation as well. From his point of launch, he's got great elevation to be able to shoot it over defenders like we've seen him do already with Kuljuhovic.
Lawson is a graduate student. He played 35 games at Kansas. He played 42 games at Memphis. He was the 2017 AAC Rookie of the Year, K.J. Lawson. Tulane is now 5 for 10 at the throw line. Southern has yet to attempt one.
That's one of the reasons why they're getting a lot of attempts at the free throw line, because they're taking a lot of long shots there, like Montez Blake just tried.
Jong with the rebound. Contact on the baseline. A good job defensively by Burns. Walker gets tripped up and may have traveled before he did.
Yeah, got a little too far ahead of himself there. He had an idea, but a little too fast. Got out in front of his skis and over his skis, and while I'm trying to drive in the middle, made the spin move, and too much carriage right here. One spin, puts the ball back down, then he got caught in the air, didn't know what to do. That was after taking the third step. So that'll earn Jordan Walker another quick seat on the bench. Reset Tulane.
4.5 to play. We are in the first half. Neither team has been able to control 6 turnovers apiece. 4-3, left side, no, missed by Blake. Rebound knocked loose. Southern comes away with it near midcourt. Collins took a step before he put the ball down. Actually, 2. Tulane has scored 6 straight points to take a 1-point lead over the last couple of minutes.
Sam Macklin, 21, just in the ball game for the Jags.
A 6'4" junior from Chicago.
Despite that, what did you tell me, 1 for 8 or 1 for 9 stretch that Southern had offensively, neither team, Tulane certainly didn't take advantage of it offensively. Now with this 3-point lead, certainly their biggest of the afternoon so far, but neither team can put together that long offensive stretch to pull away for any kind of advantage.
K.J. Lawson with the bucket off a spinning jumper from the baseline. 3:40 to go. Tulane by 3. That is on the stripe. And we'll take a timeout right here. 3 minutes and 3 seconds are left in the first half. Tulane 27, Southern University 24.
That saw action last year. The third player that's back is Ray Onaemba. Now, we haven't seen him again this afternoon yet for the Tulane Green Wave, but he was one of those players, Lynn, that all sorts of expectations. 2 years ago, he was considering a year and then trying to go to the NBA, but he struggled with an injury. Last year, they thought they'd get him back in December. Then they thought maybe it would be mid-January. By that point, you know what? He's not coming back, and they shut him down. So this is his really first year playing basketball in 2 years because of that injury.
Tulane has scored 8 consecutive points to take its biggest lead of the game at 3.
Shot clock. There goes that stretch we were just violation. Sorry, Lynn, that's the stretch we were talking about. A team trying to find some consistency on offense, and that 8-0 run is the reason why the Green Wave now have that 3-point lead. And with the shot clock violation, that's now turnover number 8 for the Jags.
Meanwhile, Southern is for 5 from the field in its last 5 attempts. Tulane can take its biggest lead with this shot. It's all money. McGee drives it home. 5 in the game off the bench for McGee.
Go back and take a look at the quick release. Drive in the lane. You see the Jags are late getting out there on defense. McGee celebrated coming off the bench. You know, he came into this ball game didn't really have any numbers to speak of. He only had 1 field goal attempt, had 2 rebounds, played 10 minutes total in 5 games for the Green Wave, and decided today to really hit stride on offense.
I believe these are his first points of the season.
They are, absolutely.
Tulane with a 6-point advantage. It's the biggest of the game. Southern by 5 earlier. Shot clock at 6. Bradford takes it down low, makes a nice late feed, but Williams cannot hurt the layup. That was point-blank range, and he missed it. There's a bumping foul. A floater is good. Let's see if they count the bucket. I believe they will. Old-fashioned 3-point play attempt coming.
Well, those are the kind of possessions that will just be heartbreaking for visiting teams. Southern has it. Bradford underneath. Misses a point-blank gimme, and then Tulane's up the pace going the other direction. Look at the hang time and the floating there by Christian Thompson. A little bit of flex right there as he draws the contact. A chance to make it the old-fashioned 3-point play.
Brent Brooks committed the foul. Thompson has his first bucket and a chance to get to point number 4. 13 straight points for the Green Wave.
I'm surprised Southern tried to do that more, and I think it's been Tulane's defense is one big reason why. But try to get it to the paint. They were so good early getting to the paint. One of their field goal attempts, 25 field goal attempts, and the 25 for Southern have been from deep. And they're just not hitting them. For whatever reason, they've shied away from trying to attack the rim.
Southern has not attempted a free throw in this game, and Tulane has left a lot of points at the line itself. Again, the shot clock under 10. Offensive foul. Darius Williams crashed into the settled defense.
Watch Thompson come over from the left side of your screen. Help defense in position. Stands there, draws the elbow to the chops. Gets the charge call. Do you remember minutes ago I told you hear all that slapping in the background? That's Ron Hunter clapping loudly and trying to get on his team. Ever since then, all of a sudden the intensity and the sharpness of Tulane's defense has ratcheted up a couple notches.
10 turnovers now for Southern. Tulane at 6. 3 ball from McGee.
Kind of a heat check from McGee, isn't it? Early.
Yep. Wrong rebound though gives Tulane the basketball. A basketball reset at 20. That's a new rule this year. A spinning jumper off the glass is good by Lawson. Lawson starting to take control here offensively over the last 3 or 4 minutes.
Remember, we focused on him at the top of the broadcast. He's not the highest scoring player for Tulane, but the most consistent, and once again in double digits. Double digits every game this season for Ron Hunter's Wave.
I've got him for 13. Hightower smacks it down.
That last
And first half highlights. We could talk a couple of hours on what's upcoming with NCAA pay-for-play regulation.
Yes, would. Well, in the grand scheme of things, this is a 21-5 run by Tulane. They were down 19-15 during the third timeout of this first half. It's at the 7:41 mark. Tulane was down by 4. Now they're up 36-24.
Southern inbounds it with 69 seconds remaining in the half. Kuljuhovic, after the nice feed down low from Bradford, is fouled, and he'll step to the line. And these, I believe, are the first free throws coming for Southern.
You are correct, and this is exactly why I was saying I was surprised that they got away from this, because you get it that close to the basket, you're either going to score like the Jags did earlier with the bigs, or there's a chance that you call the foul. So 2 things can go in your favor. Certainly you could get it blocked, but at least take the chance to try to be a little more aggressive and earn the right to go to the line, because Tulane's not going to foul 3-point shooters. So nice job by the Jags to get it to their big man down by the rim.
He's an 83.3% free throw shooter, but he left the first one shy.
That's hard. It's too heavy. Tried to overcompensate for coming up short on the first one and banked it off the back of the iron on the second one.
Tulane has 11 free throw opportunities. No need for one there. Thompson rams down the jumper.
Patient by Thompson, too. Dribbled into traffic, dribbled out for just a moment to evaluate the situation, then pulled up with a nice jumper.
Kuljuhovic fumbles it away, misses from 2 feet after the feed, put it right in his hands. Things have gone awry for Southern this last 4 or 5 minutes, and Tulane carries the basketball. 32 seconds to go.
feels like it's been a minute since you've seen a carry call.
Oh, yeah.
You don't see that call very often.
And even rarer in the NBA.
Oh, yeah. That's days gone by with that. That's days gone by with that rule on that level.
These last 3 or 4 minutes have been very crisp and efficient for Tulane, and the Green Wave has forged to a 38-24 lead. It's been nearly 6 minutes since Southern has scored.
There's another turnover.
Brad dished it right into the Tulane, to Walker's hands, and Jordan will bring it up and take the last shot in the half.
Yeah, Southern's going to end this half going 6.5 minutes without any scoring on a lazy pass. Just one-handed bounce pass like that gives a turnover for the Green Wave.
Walker's three, in and out, 1 second. This will count if it goes. No. So in Fogelman Arena in Devlin Fieldhouse on the campus of Tulane University in New Orleans. Only one player in foul trouble, and that's Williams for Southern. He's got 3. Lawson, who had a big first half with 15, puts it in play. Southern defending in white, Tulane in the blue. Victor Howell and Rollins with you courtside. Thanks for spending some time with us here on ESPN3. Kuljuhovic with an immediate foul, and this is going to be a 2-shot opportunity.
Well, and he stopped the highlight play for KJ Lawson, who was on the baseline left side, was able to curl around his defender. He was cupping that ball like he was going for the dunk. Kuljuhovic came over there and got in the way, so he had to adjust and go for the scoop up and under. But drew enough contact there to draw the foul and go to the line. Been pretty good at the line this season, 79%.
He's had 6 buckets and a couple of free throws. Has Lawson, including 1 triple. Now 16 points on the day.
Take a look real quick. That was Ron Hunter sitting down. Did you see that?
That's rare.
That is rare. I'm convinced he wears a Fitbit or a step. Let's see, he's back up again. He works that sideline more than almost any coach you'll see. He's up and down. Rarely does he ever sit down.
Southern is trailing by 16 after a pair of free throws by Lawson. Sadler unable to penetrate, hands it off to Bradford. Everything on the outside of the arc here with 8 to shoot. Nice low pass down into the hands of Kuljuhovic, and that's exactly what I thought Southern needed to do. A lot more than the first half, and they come out and find a bucket with 11 now for Kuljuhovic.
It's almost the exact same play they ran to start the ball game that worked on the other side of the floor.
Hightower misses badly with Kuljuhovic defending. I'm impressed with Kuljuhovic, number 40 in white. He's a tough hombre down low, but he's not afraid to come out and defend either. He's very active.
No, he will defend, which is nice for Southern that he's not afraid to do that. But if you're an opponent like Tulane, when you see 40 take his big frame out to guard, that's when you need to attack the paint. Because there's really nobody else on the floor. Darius Williams has some nice size, but he's certainly the biggest. It's Kuljuhovic, so when he leaves, you got to go attack the rim.
And a foul called on Christian Thompson.
He's away from the ball, trying to clear out on that inbounds play.
Tulane will pick up in backcourt. We are in the first minute and a half of the second half. 40 to 26. Tulane having its way right now. Very good defense down low.
That's a great block there by Noble Days. That's why it's okay. You might get your shot blocked, and that's okay, but you've got to go try to challenge on the inside and force it. That time it was a good defensive play, but to Southern's credit, they kept possession, kick it outside, and get a 3-pointer in the corner.
Marcus Lee bagging the 3. Walker to Lawson. He'll turn around, take a 3, and nestles it over. Lawson with a quick release. His second triple of the game. Got 20 already. Watch Lawson on this very quick launch. and nestles it over the rim.
Talked about it earlier. Once he gets his point of launch, he's got a quick release, good elevation, coming off the curl there, opening himself up for that jump shot.
2 minutes into the second half. It's 43-29. Foul called against the Green Wave.
Lawson has tied his season high. Season high was 18 against Middle Tennessee State. Before you know it, he's going to start flirting with his career high, which was set in Houston, a game against Houston back in January of 2017.
I've got him for 20, but we'll check it officially.
You might be right. Be the season high. His career high is 28. That was against Houston in January of 17.
There's a sweet three ball by Micah Bradford.
Bradford liked that release so much, he was holding up three fingers, heading back down the floor before that ball went to the rim.
He started his career at Valparaiso, and that's his second three ball. 31 against Nebraska for Bradford. He had 6 trays in that game. Lawson going to work. He's hotter than a fire ant on a fever blister right now.
He was just working the big man, trying to keep up with him, making Kuljuhovic try to follow him on the floor. Started on one side, curled all the way through the lane to the other, beat him to the rim.
Thompson knocked that ball loose and then got it on the floor. He brings it up himself. Quick release three, right side. Thompson missed it. Southern on the move. And that's a dribble into a double team and a foul on the floor.
It's going to be against Walker again. His second quick one here in the first couple of minutes of the second half. Both of those fouls coming way away from the basket, too. Just trying to play perimeter defense.
Lawson has 22 points on 8 of 9 field goals. The rest of the team has 23 points. Inside the arc, and that one thrown up quickly and off the mark by Lee.
That's when you just have the ability to find a man that's taking the most advantage of the matchups. And right now this afternoon, that's been Lawson.
Lee on the move, and he beats everybody to the bucket.
Walker didn't want to pick up another foul. He's already picked up 2 quick ones. He was the only man back on defense. Once he got beat, he didn't want to reach in and slap at it and draw his 3rd quick foul, so he had to let him go by.
The lead is 11 for Tulane. Got a whistle away from the ball, and I think they're going to get Noble Days. No?
Yes.
Is it Days?
Yes.
Okay.
Days.
The freshman from Racine, Wisconsin. He was a high school high jumper. 6'9" first-year player for the Green Wave. How about the day that K.J. Lawson is having, though? Nearly half the Tulane points.
Yeah, no, he's been fantastic. He's shown his outside ability. He's shown his leaping ability up near the rim. He's been hitting on all cylinders this afternoon. And Southern's tried to throw a couple of different defenders at him, and nobody's had any success.
Nice ball movement by Southern, but the three from the wing by Lee comes up short. Thompson dribbles by one defender, but draws another one. Lawson. This is just the weave out in front. And a foul on the floor.
LaMarcus Lee, which is hard to believe that LaMarcus Lee at 6'2" would go running over Noble Days, then in at 6'9", but that's exactly what he did. Ran right into him.
We'll take a timeout right here. 15:46 remains in the game in New Orleans. The Green Wave 45, the Southern Jaguars 34. Since we started the second half, and right now the lead is 45-34.
And they've split their scoring here in the second half of the 4 made field goals. 2 of them are inside the arc, 2 of them outside the arc. 2 or 3 from deep here to start the second half.
Jordan Walker penetrates, lays it up, blocked from behind by Williams. It's
5-on-4 basketball. You got a power play for Jaguar, the Tulane defense because Sadler, who now has the ball. What a play by Sadler. He was down on the other end. You see him grabbing his head. He took a shot on the other end. His teammates went fast breaking the other way. Once he picked himself up and ran down to the top of the key, they threw it to him. He drives the lane and gets the bucket.
That was an inadvertent trailer play by Sadler, a sophomore out of Aberdeen, Maryland. Look at the points in the paint, 14 apiece.
Southern starting to attack a little more, which is where we talked about their strength.
Walker fires from deep deuce range and misses it off the rim.
Not just last play, down on the baseline. Here comes Sadler late to the game as it's 5-on-4 Tulane with the man advantage defense. But he hits the free throw line, and really the Green Wave kind of forgot about him because he wasn't there.
Southern has chopped 5 points off the lead at halftime. An NBA three.
Well, that's going to make Ron Hunter furious. You shoot one from 30 feet, and the Jaguars, with him being so far away, Southern didn't have another player to get the rebound, yet the Jags still got an offensive rebound. One reason why Ron Hunter's up near midcourt yelling. He didn't like that at all.
It's going to go back to Tulane. Southern's bench did not like that whistle either. Southern will put 5 defenders.
I'll say this, if the Jaguars can put together a little run, they're going to find some of this crowd pulling for them. There are a lot of people here wearing the Southern blue and gold, staying in New Orleans again, as we talked about earlier.
Trickle over from the Superdome and get some matinee basketball the next day.
Big weekend for the Jags winning the Bayou Classic, but they've made a nice representation here at Devlin Fieldhouse. If Southern can get on a run, that crowd will get into it. Look at the drive here with Christian Thompson. Jags trying to reach in, knock the ball away, get the foul call on the reach before he went into the shot motion. So back to the Green Wave baseline inbounds.
Speaking of fouls, Tulane only committed 5 in the first half, but they've had 6 already here in the first 5 minutes of the second half. Lawson, oh my. Lawson, another 3. Hotter than salsa on sunburn. KJ Lawson. He is pumping them home from everywhere.
25 on the afternoon. Told you he was going to be flirting with that career high. At this pace, he's going to shatter his career high.
That's a nice floater in the lane.
If nothing else for Southern. He gave up 3 to get 2, but it's a good way to respond. Nice job to go down on the offensive end and answer that call.
Lawson with a fine pass down low to Noble Days, but he couldn't finish.
Oh, he was right there, too. Shot a little too heavy coming out of his hands that close. That's way off.
Lawson is 3 for 3 from 3-point range. Tulane is 2 for 11 as a team. And Lawson has scored more than half of the Green Wave's points right now.
That last shot, we talked about this young man at the beginning of the broadcast, Lamarcus Lee. He has 7 points on the afternoon, but that corner 3 ball was nowhere close. Fortunately for him, he had a teammate standing right under the basket in Burns. Basically took that as if it was a pass. Drew the foul to be able to go to the free throw line where he shoots. Well, he's only taken 2 free throw attempts all year long, made 1.
Amari Burns, a freshman out of New Orleans.
Man is red hot right now. He's the man of the day. KJ Lawson.
I'll tell you what, you could light a cherry bomb off that right hand right now.
Smoking hot. And the Jags, again, it's not like they're just letting him do it. They've tried to change defenders on him 3 or 4 times. They've just had no ability to figure out how to slow him down.
Meanwhile, the lead has been quietly cut to 10. And a chance to go even deeper into it right here. Burns bags the free throw. He's been shut out from the field, but averaging 10 points in his rookie year. Southern will change some defenses. Somebody needs to guard Lawson, that's for sure. He's hanging out in the corner on the left side. They go the other way with it to Thompson. Young with the turnaround hook shot from the baseline. Won't go down for him. Southern trying to break quickly.
He had a big size advantage, just short-armed it.
3-ball rattles out. Offensive rebound wouldn't go for Lee. Tulane comes the other way. Hightower, stutter dribble, launches. Yes, he nestles it in. Keyshawn Hightower, first bucket since he scored 9 in the first half. 51-39 Green Wave, 12:40 to play. And I think they're going to get Young, yep.
Yep, Kevin Jong was trying to get established in position, but his hands were down. He wanted to bring them up, but he was there too late. By the time he started bringing his arms up, they were going up with the shot attempt and wound up being body contact and sent Burns back to the free throw line.
Jong fouled Damari Burns. Burns has had a 33-point game this year. He also scored 14 against Nebraska.
Once again, as this foul was called, as Jong's trying to establish position. See where the hands are, they're low. Tries to go up, now he's putting his hands up, but you notice his hands are going up at the same time Burns is taking the shot. Just came in too late. Tried to establish position, but he basically followed him up with the shot, and that's what caused the body contact.
Damari hits the back end of that two-shot opportunity. Southern will pressure the ball in backcourt.
That was the defensive switch they just made. You were talking about the last time down, you said, boy, Southern's got to find somebody to cover Lawson, and they did. They put Darius Williams on him, who at 6'9", has a little bit of a height advantage. The problem is he's not going to be as quick to keep up with him, and that time Lawson went right past him on the dribble to draw the body contact.
.25 for Lawson, 15 in the first half, and he's come out with 10 points in 7.5 minutes of the second half. Jong comes to get the ball. Big fellow will dribble it away. And now Tulane will reset with 12 seconds on the shot clock. Hightower hands it off to Nick Thomas. He had a first half bucket. 4 on the shot clock. This for 3, left side, too strong. Lost an offensive rebound. They reset it to 20. Thomas shoots that knuckleball from outside the arc. It's no good. And touched last by the Wave.
Jaguars got a break right there. Nobody was paying attention to Lawson to try to keep the possession alive. It works out for the Jags. Their ball when we come back. 11:57 to go. When he switched hands, that's 1. Now number 3's on him. That's 2 as he drains the long ball. You'll see here, now they've got 12 on him. That's 3 as he hits the outside jumper. Here's the spin around back to the first defender, and he gets the layup. KJ Lawson has done it from all angles of the floor, and Lynn, what's most impressive, his efficiency. 9 for 10. He's shooting 90% from the floor. He's hit all 3 of his three-pointers, 4 of 6 from the line, throw in 4 rebounds, 25 points for KJ Lawson today, still with 11:57 to go, 3 points shy of his career high, and I think he's going to shatter that.
So the guy who started his career at Memphis and then went to Kansas, he is a native of Memphis, Tennessee. He's had a huge day. And it's not been confined to the first or second half. He's been effective in both periods. Southern trying to climb back into it. Working hard to create some shots, but they're just not going with quite enough efficiency. Osa Wilson really hustling down there.
Yep, just short-armed it on the baseline. Good hustle by Tulane trying to save it, but they're on the baseline, so the Jaguars will keep it. Southern, again, you know, it's still early, 11:38, but you've got to keep your eye on the clock and when they can start to make a little run if the Jags want to get back in here. It's that opportunity of missing shots on the inside. Some of those bunnies have to start falling if you're the Jags and you want to get back in it on the road.
If you looked at a shot chart right now, there'd be a lot of dots right around the goal for Southern, but they have not finished as many of those as they need to.
Yeah, that's the problem. They wouldn't all be colored in solid for a conversion.
11 minutes and 38 seconds to go here in New Orleans. Bradford can't shake the defender. Off-balance jump shot will not go for Burns. They fight for it, and it's a held ball, and it will go to Southern.
Here's a third opportunity now for Southern.
I will say this about the Jaguars. The effort and the hustle and the want-to has been there.
Oh, it's there. There's no doubt about it. They felt it early when they had the lead. Well, we were 6-7 minutes into the ball game, and it was a very tight game, and then they just went stone cold from the field. Tulane got red hot. Here's another one.
The little baby hook wouldn't go from 2 feet away.
So you've had a jump hook from the block. You had a reverse layup there from underneath. You couldn't get either one of them to fall on 3 different chances to keep that possession alive.
That was Osa Wilson who had a chance to score. And a foul call. Count the bucket. The Wave will be shooting a free throw.
Southern, that's a heartbreaker.
Yes, it is.
You get 3 opportunities. You're given a chance on the out of bounds. You get an offensive rebound. You can't convert. Tulane goes down to the other end, and Hightower, being challenged by a defender, is able to go up and put it in, and now has a chance for a 3-point play.
Hightower is 0 for 2 at the line. This would give him 14 points.
Also makes 14 the deficit. That's how fast it can turn around. Southern had an opportunity to cut it to single digits. Missed on those chances, and now like that, a 3-point play, and instead of being 9, it's 14.
We near the midway point of the second half.
A lot of dribbling on the outside for Southern, but no idea of penetrating towards the paint. It almost somewhat looks like a Globetrotter routine. You know how they keep passing the ball around the horn and keep it outside? No look to go inside, and then the Jags turn it over.
Thompson knocked it loose. He gets it back. He scores, and he's fouled.
How about the hand and the finger control by Thompson there? Fast break opportunity for Thompson.
He started it all with that defensive effort and then took a return pass and scored.
Across the left side to right side, extends the arm out, scoops it up and in. Little fingertip control to get the friendly roll. Great effort there by Thompson, who still has a chance to add one more to it.
He is the #1 rebounder on the season for Tulane, averaging 6.3. And he'll try to get his 8th point. Can't do it on that free throw. More defense by Tulane, but it's taken back. A 3 from the wing. By Blake. Look at Southern really working hard. Another point-blank range shot. Didn't quite get there.
Bradford just short armed it. No other way to describe that. You can see it. He was right there, literally point blank, and just short armed it.
Hightower from distance. Yes. Tulane has scored 8 straight points after it looked like Southern might get the deficit under double digits.
Absolutely. Look how fast that happened. You could have gone to 9. Now you've had back-to-back opportunities for Tulane with 3-point plays going to be on the free throw line and a long ball. Instead of being a 9-point game, now it's a 19-point game.
Southern has missed 10 straight shots now over 2.5 minutes.
And of those 10, at least 4 have been within 5 feet. If not 3.
A lot of contact there. Tipped in by Noble Days. His first bucket, the freshman out of Wisconsin. Southern not wasting any time. And who's this off? It will stay with Southern. 61-40.
Sean Woods looks like he wants his team to try to be able to play themselves out of this, but he might be too late. Hasn't shown any inkling to want to call timeout and slow things down. I don't know if he's waiting for the 8-minute mark or not, but all it's taken is 2 minutes to get back up to a 21-point deficit. That got out of hand quickly.
9:23 to play. The drought continues for Southern. Hightower dishes it left side. He's got a teammate for a triple. There's another one. Knocked down by Nick Thomas. That's his first 3 of the game. He's got 7 on the season. And Tulane right now will not be denied offensively. Finally, they get it back to Kuljuhovic, and he knows what to do with it. 13 for him, although 9 came in the first half. Hightower.
Nice job by the big man to go left side to right side under the basket and put it in.
Days hands it back off to Hightower. Lots of shot clock with which to work here. 64-42, Tulane. 4 seconds now. Jong scoops it up, and he's got it. He's looking for the foul. He didn't get that, but he got the bucket. First bucket of the game, 4 points.
Kim Jong did a nice job of being able to control that dribble, too. It looked like he was going to lose control as the shot clock was winding down. But he puts it in and keeps the run going. 15-2 run for the Green Wave now in the last 2:45, and another steal.
That was intended for Kuljuhovic, but picked off by Tulane. $15 turnovers for Southern, 9 for Tulane. Bradford.
Sean Woods just got teed up. Sean Woods was doing a high step routine on the floor. He was very upset about the call. He thought the call was going against Tulane. They flagged it on the Southern Jaguars, and Sean Woods came out of his dress shoes screaming at the officials, then came onto the floor doing a high step routine. They gave him a little leeway, but then they had had enough, and Woods just got teed up.
Hightower will bag the first free throw. He missed his first 2 in the first half. He's made 2 out of 3 here in the second half. And Micah Bradford, was it Bradford who fouled out? It was Micah Bradford who committed his 5th foul, with 6 points, couple of threes in the game.
And Sean Woods was extremely upset because he thought Bradford was the one that got fouled.
Right. And now Thompson will shoot the standard free throws.
Look at Ron Hunter. Just he just has that stare. Just look, a little smirk. You can laugh now. He's up 67-42. That man is not laughing. He was not happy.
Eight for Christian Thompson. Tulane has scored 20 points off of those Southern turnovers.
20 points off turnovers is getting up there, but the turnover number just by itself is getting up there for the Jags, especially this last 2 or 3 minutes where they've struggled on the offensive end.
So with 8 minutes remaining, it's time for Southern to find an offensive rhythm and get a couple of productive possessions. A foul called, and we'll be back in a moment. 7:56 to go. 69-42, Green Wave.
We were talking about free throws for Southern that would have made this a 9-point game. You're now closer to this being a 30-point game than you are a 9-point game with Tulane up 69-42.
It's been an 18-2 run for Tulane over the last 3 minutes and 11 seconds. That has propelled the Green Wave to this substantial advantage.
Boy, I mean, it happened in a blink.
Now that doesn't happen every day. A banked-in free throw. But Skylar Baggs will take it out of Brunswick, Georgia. And he uses the front rim on the backboard this time, 2 for 2.
I always wondered if you play on a Sunday and you bank it in, shouldn't it be called like an ATM with the banks being closed?
Thomas can't work on the right baseline. He'll back away. Tulane has the luxury of taking its time now if it wishes to do so. Lawson goes up from the free throw line. He's got another one. Can anybody today stop K.J. Lawson?
Can I answer that for you?
27 for Lawson.
You need me too. That is a negative.
Lawson tried to block it without leaving the floor, and he's going to get called for the foul.
Here's the challenge. I'm not sure what's more difficult. Stopping Lawson on the floor as you take another look at his last shot here. Crossover dribble, crosses back again, and drains it. What's the bigger challenge? Stopping him right now or going back over his last 11 field goal attempts and find the one that he missed?
Indeed. One miss. 10 for 11 from the floor. Skylar Baggs Misses the first one. There's the guy with the hot hand, and then some. KJ Lawson.
Well, he's been smooth today in Devlin Fieldhouse. Like, listen to some nice music in here. It just keeps that flow going. If you listen closely, you might be able to hear it.
Southern only 4 out of 10 from the free throw line. Thomas looking inside, and John pushed off.
LaMarcus Lee able to draw that charge as Kevin John was trying to establish a position where he really didn't need to throw the elbow. He's got the size advantage. Watch the bounce pass on the inside, and you see it right there. It's that left arm. He had position. He realized who was guarding him. Maybe he realized, you know what, I don't have to throw that arm out there. Of course, you could also help him as a teammate throw that pass up instead of down on a bounce pass because he's so much bigger on the inside.
Less than 7 minutes remain. That's a nice move, and finally a layup goes down for LaMarcus Lee as he was able to wind his way around the defender.
Nice quick dribble the inside paint. Good thing for the Jags to see him convert one on the inside.
There's a very unselfish play, but a charge is called against Nick Thomas.
Thomas had a head of steam heading down her. Let's take a look at what happened right here. As you see him, he's looking to the inside to come back, and
I'm not so sure that Kuljuhovic had position there.
That's exactly what the Tulane bench was saying too, since that foul happened right in front of their bench. He picked up a head of steam, went airborne, kicked it back down the lane to his teammate, but that momentum took him in for the charge.
Tulane in control right now with under 6.5 to play. And a foul on the floor. It's going to go against Jordan Walker. 1-and-1 coming for Brandon Brooks, junior out of Dallas. He's coming off a 14-point performance against IUPUI. Did I get that right?
You did.
There are lots of folks saying, what did he say? What does that stand for?
Come on now.
Help me out
Indiana University, Purdue University, Indianapolis. Or Indiana. IUPUI.
You got to have 2 diplomas to get the name on it.
Right.
71-48. Tulane in control. It took control in the last 5 minutes of the first half. Southern squeezed the lead down to 9, and then all of a sudden, over about 4 or 5 minutes, Tulane just blistered the net. KJ Lawson finally misses a shot. That's only the second one he's missed tonight.
Make note of that.
3 is online, but kicks out. Good hustle by Southern. They have played hard. Lee claimed that deep rebound, and then there's the bucket right underneath.
That's the first time we've seen KJ Lawson get tripped up on defense, too. He slid out a little high to cut him off, and the Jaguar went the other direction, spun around, and got Lawson tied up and fell down.
Hightower, stutter dribble, and he was fouled on the way to the rim. So Hightower will be looking for his 3rd and 4th free throws today. I've got him for 16.
We haven't seen much of that on the screen today. A nice little run by Southern. It's only 6-0. They'll take anything they can get right now.
Actually, let's add 3 points. And now he bags the free throw for his 20th. 7 for 12 from the floor. He's got 3 threes. Hightower's having a nice day. He's up to 21. Lawson has 25. Those 2 have carried the load. Good defense, both high and low, on the ball and off of it.
Hightower with 21 has tied his season high. He had 21 against Jackson State. And as we know already with KJ Lawson, he's one bucket from taking it or one free throw from tying his career high.
Lawson sails in for the offensive rebound, and he was bumped out of bounds. You know, he's got a reason to play with a smile today, but he's pretty congenial out there.
Oh, yeah. Watch the rebound here, the body contact. Long shot, long miss, long rebound. Lawson there. Now have a chance to tie his career high here with this free throw.
Kuljuhovic with the foul.
Another opportunity to try to tie it.
.79% at the stripe. And the Jaguars will bring in Micah Brad. Well, let's see. Yeah, Micah Bradford. Kuljuhovic, and he's fouled from behind. And it's going to go against Noble Days.
Tried to throw a little head fake there, throw Days off. Days wasn't buying it, but when he tried to reach in to block it, went over his back. He got the contact.
A 24-point lead for the Green Wave. Looking for its 6th win of the year in 7 tries. And considering that this is a team that only won 4 games a year ago, this has certainly been an immediate turnaround. Now, things will get a little bit more difficult as this schedule progresses.
The interesting thing about this schedule, when you look at what Southern has here, you have Akron, you see Wright State, Butler, UC Santa Barbara. You're looking at the Southern schedule. Lynn, these are all road games, either tournament play or just regular road games. Southern is in the middle of an 11-game road trip that included the tournament up in Nebraska. The Jaguars won't be back on the bluff on the north side of Baton Rouge until the second weekend of SWAC play when they welcome Grambling on January 11th. That's quite an extended time away from home.
Well, and the financial fact of the matter is that most teams in the SWAC will schedule a plethora of financially attractive games away from their home fields until conference play starts. They'll have a few games at home, but a substantial part of their budget comes from guaranteed games.
I agree. It's just odd to see a team get blanked from home for an entire month. The only time they're home in December is for practice and class. They're not playing any games at home.
Thompson hits 1 of 2. He's got 10 today. 13 is his average. Four minutes and 17 seconds are left. Since about 5 minutes left in the first half, this contest has belonged to Tulane. Here's what's upcoming for the Green Wave.
Green Wave are going to be going on the road, too. They'll be at Southern Miss before they play St. Louis. That game is actually going to be played in Phoenix. It's a one-game sort of a classic that they'll play out in Phoenix. Both teams will travel out there. They'll be back home here at Devlin to take on Alcorn out of the SWAC on December 16th. Then they'll take on Akron on December 20th, and then either Liberty or Towson as they play a little 2-game tournament in Washington, D.C. Then you'll see Memphis come rolling in.
We'll be back here for that Alcorn State game. 75-54. Hightower looking around. No need to hurry here as we slip under the 4-minute mark. Jordan Walker, the sophomore from Port Washington, New York, at the point. And a traveling violation on Hightower. We step aside. 75-54. Tulane en route to a victory. Good things happened for Southern University during the first 10 minutes of this game. But since then, Tulane has asserted itself. It's 75-54. Southern in white trying to cut into this big lead with 3:40 to play. This for 3 behind a screen. It would not go for Marcus Lee. He's got 1 triple and 3 deuces, does Lee.
Southern has certainly tried to claw their way back in here with quick points with the 3-pointers. Just not working today. 6 of 23 from behind the line for the Jags today.
Oh, how about that? R.J. McGee, the dunk from the right baseline.
Have a little fun coming right in front of your bench, going high flying with that dunk. Burns answers for the Jags on the other end.
That's the first bucket for Damari Burns, the freshman out of New Orleans. But he's been a good player in the early part of the season for Southern, averaging over 10. Right back to the corner for McGee. So you score on a dunk and then you back out and drill a 3.
This is a young man that hadn't scored on the season until the first half. He had 5 quick ones in the first half and 5 quick ones here.
He had not scored in 5 games off the bench, but he has 10 points in a reserve role today. Two minutes and some change are left in Fogelman Arena. You know, Victor, when you look around this building, it is ideal size. The sight lines are tremendous. Everybody is very, very close to the floor. And Tulane has the opportunity, as there's a steal and the lay-in by Brandon Brooks. But first bucket for Brooks. But this is a place that I think Tulane can really establish a significant home court advantage under this new coach and the resurrection of Tulane basketball.
Well, and it's good basketball as well. When you see the teams that come rolling in here in the American, let's go back and take a look at the highlight play for Mr. McGee on the baseline, going right at his bench. Yes, sir. Puts it in right over Burns. Hey, Mr. Burns, welcome to New Orleans. See, Ron Hunter wasn't having out of that. He's telling him to get back and get rid of the stare. But no, to your point, when you look at the level of competition that comes rolling through here, especially when they get into conference play, in this type of arena, you get this basketball program with people believing in the system of what Ron Hunter can do and bring exciting basketball. It can be a lot of fun, not only for the players, but for the fans and the student body that can come in here, because you're right. There's not a bad sight line in the arena. It doesn't go very high, so you're right on top of all the action. Ron Hunter can start to build a good thing here and keep that student body coming when they're on campus and get the Tulane faithful back in. They can get loud in here very quickly.
You were talking about a good thing. K.J. Lawson had a good thing and a symmetrical game. 15 in the first half, 15 in the second half, 30 for K.J. Lawson. A huge game for the graduate student by way of Memphis and Kansas.
That gets him a new career high and a seat on the bench for the rest of the afternoon. Job well done. Charlie Russell Jr. checks in, and for the first time we're seeing Boyd Copeland, number 13. One of the ones I was talking about earlier, one of the 2 players back that had experience last year. Boyd right off the bat gets the rebound there, stands 7'1", 220.
He's a sophomore from South Sudan. This is his 5th game off the bench this year. Thomas forces that off the window. Rebound Southern. Pulled off by Williams. And now a foul called. And that's going to put Brendan Brooks at the free throw line. 63 seconds remain. It's been all Tulane over these last 25 minutes. The Green Wave about to go to 6-1.
A lot of 7-1 right there.
Yep. Boy Koka, K-O-K-A.
6 starts last year in the 15 games played. His average just under 4 points and 2.5 rebounds a game.
He's a very good student too. Twice he's been a member of the academic honor roll out of the American Conference. An all-academic team member twice.
I was going to say he doesn't shoot a lot, but when he did shoot, he shot very well, 75% from the floor. can tell by his frame. He's not going to be a guy. He knows his range. He's not going to step outside for long jumpers.
75% last year, right?
75% last year, yes, correct.
Add 2 for 2 this year. This game did not start particularly crisply for Tulane, but it found its rhythm.
Well, remember, for both teams, it was very tight. Southern had some turnovers, but remember, at one point they had a 4 or 5 point lead because Tulane couldn't get the offense going. Then Tulane made a nice run to tie it up, and then we went back and forth. But the two key lines that you have to know when you want to put a wrap on this game is the time frame, 7 minutes and 41 seconds, and the run, 23-5. Coming out of that 8-minute timeout, when Ron Hunter got on his team about their defense and they picked up the intensity, that's the defensive success led to their offensive success, and Southern's offense just disappeared.
And the result of that offensive success was 10 of 12 from the floor in the final minutes of the first half.
Right. Blew this thing wide open. And then as much as you talk about that run, here's a turnover for Southern in the backcourt. Alley-ooped it.
Nicely done. Lee looped it right up on the rim for Darius Williams.
That's a nice elevation by Williams.
Woo, serious.
Yeah, too little, too late for the highlight reel in terms of impacting the game, but fun to watch. Well, you talk about that big run in the first half, and even despite all that and the negativity for the Jags, they come out in the second half at the free throw line with a chance to cut the deficit to single digits. Missed both free throws, and before you know it, instead of going down 9, they were down 27.
A little denial there.
Now, Charlie Russell Jr. wasn't going to let Southern come down and do back-to-back alley-oop highlights on his floor. So that's how fast this game turned around. Southern really kicked it into overdrive. The Jags missed some bunnies, but even with those misses, they needed to find some more success to get the win today. They just couldn't find any consistency.
Two-handed flush by the 6'2" LaMarcus Lee from Baton Rouge. 10 seconds to play. Tulane does not have to do anything with it except look at the clock go to 00.